Oh, good morning. Look at this. This is Milo. He's 7 weeks old. And it's really fun to be a dad. So I thought today I'd tell you a little bit about what it's like to be a dad of this cute little baby. The things I expected from being a parent, the things I did not expect. And maybe some tips for new dads as well. Let's get this video started. I'll put him back to sleep first. Oh, he's smiling. He's smiling. All right, let me put him back to sleep and I'll grab myself a cup of coffee and then we get this video started. Goedemorgen. All right, so my son Milo was born on the 28th of October 2021. He came into the world through a C-section. Everything went well. It's now about 8 weeks later, almost 2 months later. Yeah, I thought it'd be a good moment to sit down and tell you how I feel about being a dad and my experience. And it's not like anything I expected it to be before. It's a lot better actually, it's a lot more fun and I'm just very different now, I guess. So yeah, it's been going well. Milo is growing pretty fast in my opinion. He's doing very well. The only thing that we are a bit upset about is that 2 days ago we saw a little lump on his collarbone, so we went to the hospital and of course it takes a whole day at the hospital here to find out what it was. Well, actually, we had to come back the next day and they said he needed surgery, so we're very upset about that. Yeah, so we need to send him for surgery tomorrow. He's a 2-month-old baby and he already needs surgery. Very sad that he has to go to the hospital and yeah, we really don't like that. But besides that, everything is going well. He's eating well. He's sleeping all right. Yeah, he's doing really well. He seems to be a very happy boy. He started smiling because that's what babies start doing after a couple of weeks. It's good times. I love being a dad. My wife loves being a mom. We're just having a good time together with the three of us. Luckily, we've got a lot of help as well. My parents are here and my wife's family helps out a bit. Well, quite a lot, especially in the first weeks. Yeah, it's good times. So, being a dad definitely has changed my perspective on life a bit. Before this, I was busy hanging out with friends a lot more. I used to do a lot of hiking, which I loved, and once I became a dad, I just find it so difficult to find time. So I work at my workshop here during the week. That's every day if I can find the time, and then after that, I go home and I'm just home with my wife and Milo. And in between, there's just not much time for other things. So it's just work and family time, which I don't mind actually. I love the work that I do, and I even love being here with my wife and my son even more. It's okay this way. I don't need tons and hundreds of friends to hang out with. I just need my good partner May at my workshop and my amazing wife Magdalene with our son here at home. Yeah, that's about it. It's the time. Time is just very different than before I became a dad. There's just not much of it anymore. Another thing that we had to get used to is bills. So we've been to the hospital many times before Milo was born, as a checkup at our OB/GYN. And of course, those bills, they stack up, and then we did have Milo at a private hospital because we wanted to have a private room for my wife and a little bit more comfort. And private hospitals cost a lot of money. We estimated that it cost us over 10,000 ringgit for the whole thing, for the birth, for the visitations to the OB/GYN before that, and everything, more than 10,000 ringgit. But of course, it's definitely worth it, and it's yeah, it's not that tough. Well, it is pretty tough to spend all that money, but if you plan it, it's okay. We started saving quite a while before already, so we've had that money allocated. So this is definitely a tip to people who plan to become parents. Save up some money because you're gonna need a lot of it. And of course, buying baby clothes, we bought so much stuff, which again was fun. It was fun buying all these things, but it costs a lot of money. So it's definitely something to keep in mind, that a baby costs a lot of money. So that's the little bit of thing that you can think about if you plan to have a baby. Yeah. So another thing I did not expect before I became a dad was this extreme cuteness overload. I knew babies could be cute, but I don't know what it is. Milo is just so extremely cute all the time. Even when he cries, okay, he can be a little bit annoying when he cries, but he's just so cute. Especially now, he just started recognizing faces. So he's like looking at me when I'm holding him, and he starts to smile when I open my mouth. Like he's like, it's just so cute to see. I mean, it's one of the best things in the world, right? A smiling baby. And really, I did not expect to be so overwhelmed with his cuteness constantly. So yeah, that's pretty amazing. So another thing I didn't really expect before I became a dad was that a baby changes very, very fast. I thought babies would just be babies and they would kind of just look the same all the time. But after becoming a dad, I realized that babies, or at least Milo, my son, he just constantly changes. He changes really, really fast. Like yesterday, I was looking through some pictures with my wife from just after he was born, and he just looks completely different. And then we saw a picture of him last week, and he looks completely different. He's super young, so he starts to learn all these things very rapidly. New facial expressions, new ways to look and stare, and yeah, it's so amazing how quick such a little human being can change. So yes, babies change so fast. So before I became a dad, I was not looking forward to a couple of things. I was not looking forward to the sleepless nights that everyone kept telling me about. The diaper changes that, I don't know, sounded a bit something like I might not be into. But both these things are definitely not as bad as I thought they would be. We actually sleep pretty okay at night. Okay, it's very, very different than it was before. I haven't slept more than 4 hours straight in the past 2 months, but we go to sleep quite early now. I try to put him to sleep around 8 o'clock after his milk, so by 8:30, sometimes a little bit later, by 9 he will fall asleep. Like last night, I went to sleep, I fell asleep at 9:15. So then I grab my first 2 hours, and then around 11, 12 o'clock, I feed him again. And then, you know, it's pretty easy to put him back to sleep right away after his milk because he's tired, he's drowsy. And then I grab another 2 hours. And yeah, we've got a pretty good routine figured out, and he actually sleeps pretty well through the night. Of course, he wakes up every 2 hours, but you feed him, that's like a half-hour thing. And then most of the times he goes right back to sleep. So we're very, very lucky with that. And I must say, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I have more energy during the day than I thought I would have. Yeah, it's pretty manageable. And then the diaper changing, I think it's kind of fun because it's like a little bonding moment you have, or a little bonding moment I have with Milo, and yeah, we make a fun thing out of it. So yeah, these are definitely two things that I thought were gonna be worse before I became a dad. Now they're just pretty normal and not as bad as I thought they would be. It's a bit difficult to make videos for me these days because I just don't have much time. It's difficult. But I woke up extra early this morning because I wanted to share this little story about what it is like to be a dad, and I think it's important for people who are planning to become a father or a mother to see these kind of videos from people who are experiencing it firsthand. And I watched a lot of these kind of videos of people who just became parents, and I learned quite a lot from it. I've got these 5 tips that I would have given myself before I became a parent. And the first one is spend more time with your partner before your child is born. Only later, after the birth, you realize that quality time is so precious and valuable. And really, before you or your partner gives birth, it is really important to spend some quality time together and sit down and maybe go away for a night, spend a night at a hotel, and just really spend time together, because you will not have that anymore, or at least for a very long time. Just that moment where you don't have to stress about a baby, or when you don't have to think about anything else, just the two of you. That is definitely the biggest tip that I would have given myself before I became a parent. The second tip is prepare for a completely different routine than anything you've experienced before in your life. Your whole life's going to change. For me, that was it. It's now work and home time. There's not much in between. There's less friends to hang out with, and for example, my videos, I've got less time to make videos. That's really it. It's time is just completely different. So prepare for that before you become a parent. So my third tip is to look into getting insurance for your baby. If it's possible, get it before he's born, but it wasn't possible for us because we need to have a birth certificate. We have this little situation now that Milo has to go for an operation, but the problem is we couldn't get insurance because we didn't have the birth certificate. So yesterday I went to the JPN and we got them to quickly do the birth certificate. When I arrived, they misspelled his name, so I spent a whole afternoon there waiting for the JPN to correct his name, and it was a bit of a mess. And this is also something you got to get ready for. It's just a lot of time wasted on these forms and all these other things. But yes, sure, look into getting insurance for your baby, because anything can happen, and insurance is definitely a must. So here's tip number 4 that I would give to you if you plan to have a child. It is appreciate your sleep. And everyone said this to me, but yes, appreciate the sleep that you can get before you become a parent. I don't mind my sleeping pattern now, but it would be so nice to just get like 6 hours of sleep for once. You get used to it, but still, it's that feeling of not being fully satisfied in the morning when you slept 2 hours plus 2 hours plus an hour and a half plus an hour. Combined all together, it's 6 hours, but it doesn't feel like a full 6 hours. So appreciate your sleep before you become a parent. And my last tip is to appreciate the people around you. So my parents came all the way from the Netherlands to spend time with us during these first few months of Milo's life, which is amazing. They're here to help us out, and it's just so nice to have my family around. But also my wife's family, her mom came and came and stayed with us for the first 2 weeks after Milo was born, and that was so helpful. I don't know if we would have been able to do it without her, so she helped us a lot. She's such a great person, and really it's a great tip is to appreciate the people around you, from family members to friends to whoever can be there to help you out, because you need a lot of help if you become parents. Meg and I, we do everything ourselves now. We live in this house just with the two of us, well, the three of us now, and it's really nice just to have people around you that can help you out. That is definitely very important if you become parents. All right, I know this video is like a bit of a blurry kind of video, but I guess that's what it is to be a parent. It's all new, everything is new. I'm struggling with time. I'm, still figuring out how to take care of Milo and what he needs and what kind of cry he's crying then and what he would need on that moment and how much milk he wants. And it's all these things, and you're constantly learning, and you never really know how to do it perfectly, but that's okay, we're just new parents and no one's perfect. I guess this video is a little bit like the first 7 weeks of being a parent. It's a bit blurred, it's a bit all over the place. Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's probably a little bit different than the videos I have done. Yeah, if you like the video, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel. If you want to support my channel, please go to a website called buymeacoffee.com/globalgibbon, and you can buy me a cup of coffee. I really do like coffee. All right, I think it's time for Milo's milk. So this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye bye. Cheers.